This video is for individuals who want to learn how to write a Goodwill letter, step by step. If that is you, you've come to the right place. Stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector, a subsidiary of Clear and Strategic. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from management to owning 2 debt collection companies. Over the last 10 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit. Now I want to be that person for you. So this video, I'm going to get straight to the point. We are going to learn step by step how to write a Goodwill letter. So ultimately, right here, I will have an actual letter template that will actually come up to explain, and I'll explain each section of the actual letter that you need to send actually to the original creditor for those late payments that you have on your credit profile. Now, just quickly, one late payment has the ability to drop your FICO score 50 to 100 points. So a Goodwill letter is a great strategy with regards to getting those late payments removed. So let's get right into it. So right here, right above, we have the actual exactly where we're going to be starting. So let me grab this pointer. Please forgive me for my pointer. It's not the best pointer, but it will get the job done. So I'm going to be looking right in this area actually at the letter so I can actually know exactly what we are talking about. So we're going to start right from the beginning, right at the top here. You need to put your first name, your last name, and your current address. That's how you're going to start off the letter. Next, we're going to come to this subject right here. The creditor's name goes there, right? And I'm talking about right here. The creditor's name, the creditor's address, the city, the state, and the zip code. Now, let me take this slide off really quick. In order to find the creditor's name and address, typically on your credit report, it'll have that. But if you do not have it, it's very, very important that you get the correct address. So one of the things that I always tell people to do is make a phone call, call up your creditor. I use Capital One as an example just because it's such a universal credit card that everyone knows. But you contact Capital One. When you contact them, you have to make sure when you're speaking to them, you ask them for an address to send correspondence, not the same address to send payments to. If you send it to the address where you're supposed to be sending payments to, typically at most credit companies have different addresses. So you want to make sure you get the address to send correspondence to, right? And once you get that address to send the correspondence, then you will put it in this section, right? The next thing you want to do as I scroll down a little bit is you want to put the current address. Current address, always stamp any letter that you send, whether it's sent to the credit bureaus or to the original creditor, with your current date as of today when you're going to send the letter out. It's just good. It keeps a letter stamp. It lets the people know exactly when you actually sent that letter out, and to cover your tracks later if there are any discrepancies with regards to when you sent the letter. Now, the next important thing that you must do is right in this section right here, the account number. It's very vital that you have the correct account number on the account that you're trying to send that Goodwill letter on. So typically the account number for credit cards will be that 16-digit credit number. But if it's a personal loan or a home loan or whatever the circumstance is, on any statement that you actually get in the mail, it will have the account number, the original account number, which never changes. Very important to reference that in this area here. Because if you have the account number wrong, a lot of times they'll look at the letter, they can't find it if they're not able to find it from your name. And that's why I have you put your address in the city and state where you live in this area here, because of the mere fact that if the account number is wrong, they can possibly find you from your first, last name and that actual state. But one of the things you have to realize is your first and last name in the state of California or in the city of California, unless you have a unique name, they may not be able to find you. So the only other way to save yourself is by that account number. Very, very vital that the account number is correct with your first, last name and your current address. And hopefully it's the address that you have attached to that actual account, right? That Capital One account, because I know a lot of times we move, and when you move, you don't update your information, and that could cause an issue too. So make sure that information is correct. So the next thing, it basically says to whom it concerns. We'll get into the first paragraph. Screenshot this, do whatever you have to do. Make sure you get the information, and make sure you stay till the end of this video, because there is a prize for you to help you out. So the letter will go just like this. I was advised to write you by your customer service department concerning my credit rating with your company. I have been with, and then you want to put in red. Typically that's where I have stuff that you have to place in. The company name, in this case, I've been with Capital One customer since, and when was the date that you opened up the account? Give an approximate date if you can't find the exact specific month and time, but you can say something like, I've been with Capital One and your customer since 2021 or 2000 directly, right? And you just want to have a vicinity with regards to this. And during that time, let's go on, right? We're going on here. And during that time, I have enjoyed my account with you greatly. Very key. When you're asking for a creditor to do something like get rid of some late payments with a Goodwill letter, that you're respectable. I've talked about that with regards to negotiating the settlement, which I'll put down in the description, as well as other information. But this letter is specifically about just writing this letter. And it's key that you are nice. Next paragraph, it says, I'm writing to ask if you would be willing to make a Goodwill adjustment to your reporting to the 3 credit bureaus. It's very key that you say all 3 credit bureaus, right? Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. I have, how many late payments do you have? I have X there. You may have 1 late payment. You may have 3 late payments. Whatever the circumstance is, you'll place it right there. I have 1 late payment on my account that's back from, and then you want to insert the date, right, in that area. We're on the second paragraph, second red. Since that time, I have been exceptional customer, paying every month on time. Now, let me explain something to you guys. As you can hear what I'm saying, it's very, very vital that in this case, you're an individual who actually is making payments on time. If you had a late payment, at least wait 6 months to a year of making positive payments. That will increase your chances of getting the account updated with no late payments. I would like for you to consider removing the late payments from my credit report. Let's go on. At the time of the late payments, I was in a financial dilemma due to whatever the circumstance is. So here's, in this section, you want to exactly explain why it was that you're late. I get a lot of clients now. A lot of the reason why they're late is because of the simple fact of the pandemic, right? In the beginning, they were locked at home. They weren't able to make payments 1 or 2 times during that time span. They lost their job. Whatever the circumstance may be, this is the time to do it. I put in this section here, I give a few reasons why. Job loss, health issues, new baby, etc. I am not writing this to justify why the payments were late, but rather to show that the late payments are not a good indicator of my actual credit worthiness. I hope that Capital One is willing to work with me on erasing this mark from my credit report. I have been a very happy customer for all these years, and I hope to continue to have a relationship with Capital One. I'm going to pause right there. Now, if you like the information that I'm giving you, step by step on how to write a Goodwill letter, we're halfway through this. Hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're brand new to this channel. Another thing, if you know somebody who has late payments and they're looking at trying to get rid of those late payments, they're going to need a Goodwill letter. Take in consideration of sharing this with your friends and family. So let's get on to the third part. Here, the credit bureaus have advised me that they can remove lates if they are instructed to by you, but they need to have the instructions in writing. Your customer service representative suggested that I write you for a Goodwill adjustment. I beg that you may help me and take into consideration how good of a customer I have been and how long I have had an account with you. So basically you're saying that. Last and final, which is right here, please let me know if there's any additional documentation that would help in reaching a positive outcome. And I thank you again for the time you have spent in reading this letter. Kind regards, your signature. Doesn't necessarily have to be a wet signature. It could be, you could just type out your information there. And that is the letter in full. That's not the end of it, right? I do have a video that I want to share with you guys, and I'll probably put it up over here or it'll be down in the description explaining what a Goodwill letter is in its entirety, right? But this video here, I just wanted to break down exactly how to write a Goodwill letter. Now, for every single one of you guys who stayed to the end, guess what? Down in the description is a free letter bundle. In that free letter bundle, the actual letter that I actually showed you and went over each paragraph and read everything out to you, there's an actual template absolutely for free. All you have to do is opt in, fill out the information, boom, in about 2 or 3 minutes to your email, you will get the actual free letter bundle. In that free letter bundle, there will be the Goodwill letter. I'm going to break down the next 2 weeks, a pay to delete letter as well as a cease and desist letter. And I'm going to clump them all together so you can have it together with regards to that. But that Goodwill letter is in there absolutely for free. It's the exact template that I showed you on breaking down exactly how to write a Goodwill letter step by step. Now, if you're on your credit journey and your credit scores in the 4s, the 5s, or 6s, I would like for you to consider signing up for a 20-minute free consultation down in the description. You will talk to me directly and we will see where you're at, where you're going, some of your goals, and what we can do to help you get in that 700 club. Sign up for that free consultation. I want you to think about something. This is the quote that I want you to think about. Credit repair is just not another bill. It's a down payment on your future. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as always, you be great.